Welcome back to Outdoors with the Morgans. This afternoon was round 1 of leaf cleanup. Most years it's normally around an 11-round fight. This was just round 1, so I didn't get too carried away. We're just getting started. The cherries and the maples, they've been turning and falling now for quite some time. The oaks are just starting to turn. When these ones hit the ground right here, they're like big hunks of cardboard. The maple and the cherry, they're pretty easy to get off the lawn. I like to keep things mowed down pretty low. That way there's least resistance and you can get those leaves to blow off pretty easy. This is what I was using this afternoon, the big steel 0-turn and both blowers. Now this big one, the BR800C, this stays in the garage about 10 months out of the year. But when you need it, you need it. This one I use all the time. This is the BGA 86 battery blower. I use this for blowing off the patio, the deck, drying off cars and equipment after I wash them. But I would say year-round I use this at least 3 times a week. But like I said, this one here, only about a month or so each year, on and off. So now we are going to run down to my sister's place and finish up that ditch line on her driveway. I was going to take the tilt bucket off and put the rake back on it because we are going to get into wood mode here pretty hard. But before I take this off, I need to get down there and finish that up. I got about another 300 or 400 feet to go. Shouldn't take too long. There's nephew Christian. We got some bad news to report.
Yeah.
Come a little closer so they can hear you. A lot of people have been asking about the pumpkin. Why don't you tell them what happened?
It got some kind of fungus. It started out as a little dark spot, and we were gonna shoot a video, but I went out, and after about a week, it grew a bunch, and then just collapsed in on itself into a big pile of mush.
So you think it was some kind of fungus that got it?
Yeah, I have no idea what it was, but it definitely was. Started out with a little hole, and then just grew really
because it was
big.
getting huge too.
It was, yeah. The last measurement I got was about 450 pounds.
Yeah.
Still 200 pounds less than last year, but...
And this was what, a month and a half ago?
Yeah.
That it went south?
Yeah. Didn't even have time to get a video of it.
Yeah, that's too bad.
Yeah, I still fed it to the chickens, but...
I bet you they liked it, huh?
Oh, they love it, yeah.
Yeah.
About 400 pounds of chicken food.
You gonna try again next year?
Absolutely.
All right.
Yeah.
You gonna do 1 or 2?
2, at least.
Yeah.
I think 2. 2 is good.
All right.
3's a little much, I think.
All right, we'll go get them next year.
Absolutely.
All right, later. All right, we're right here where we left off the other day. But it is, it's a cold one today. Windy and cold. The leaves are hitting the ground pretty quick now. But it is Sunday afternoon right now. And some people were wondering if I brought anything home from Bunyan, and I did actually. A cold. I wasn't looking for one, but I got a cold. It's not real bad or anything. I mean, it didn't really slow me down at all, but I think it kind of happens when you go somewhere like that. We met so many people. I don't even know how many. Melissa took pictures of probably 90% of the people that we met. I'll have to put all that together in a video from the show, and I'll have a better idea then. But if I had to guess, we probably met 600 or 700 people. By far the most ever. And I kind of feel bad. I don't know what the answer is, but with that many people, we didn't have a lot of time to talk. You know what I mean? Maybe a minute or 2 with each family or whatever. So I need to figure out a better plan for that, because I mean, it's great that everyone comes out, but I feel bad because a lot of people drove a long ways, and then, you know, they stand in line and all that stuff, and so we need to figure out a way to improve that if we can, moving forward. I've only used this tilt bucket maybe 3 times, and each time I do, I don't know why, it takes just a few minutes to kind of get back into the groove with it. I'll get about 20 feet of ditch and then I'm like ready to rip, but it takes just a little while. Alright, so I got back up to the house with the excavator, then we loaded up some firewood and I just made a delivery. Actually, daughter Eva loaded the firewood with the skid loader. You will have to see that video on her channel. That'll be coming up on Sunday. Yeah, she did a really good job actually, but yeah, she's home from college for the weekend and she wanted to learn how to run the skid loader, and she actually did really well. But right now I'm headed back to the house and I will report back in the morning and I'll show you what we got from the Bunyan show. It is turning out to be a beautiful morning here. The cloud cover has dissipated. Let me show you what we got here. The guys from Split Force, they just left a little bit ago, but you probably remember seeing this if you were at the Paul Bunyan show. This is the Split Force SF 1320T. Now, as most of you know, we have been using a Split Force log splitter, a blue one, and the only major difference between the two was that one had a 16-foot conveyor on it, where this one has the 20 foot and it's orange, which kind of matches a lot of the other stuff around here. Now, vertical splitters are gaining in popularity. You see a lot of guys running different types of vertical splitters. One of the things that sets this one apart is it is self-propelled, like the blue one was, which is fantastic. You don't realize how much time it takes, you know, to hook up to a side-by-side or a four-wheeler, or maybe you only need to move it a couple feet. A very nice feature having it being self-propelled. These are real simple to operate. It's got a big Honda engine on it right here. This right here drives the unit forward and back. This one raises the boom, or I'm sorry, the conveyor up and down. And this one steers these wheels right here. It also has a log lift on it, as you can see. You operate that with this lever right here, which is really nice for big rounds that you don't want to lift. And what else is nice about the log lift, if you're splitting smaller wood, you can bring that up and you have a nice big flat table. I like to load it up with, you know, 10 or 12 rounds and start splitting. The splitter is activated with a foot pedal right there. Table is at a nice height, and it's a single wedge. Now, I have gone over this before. A lot of people said it needs a 4-way or a 6-way wedge on it. Personally, I'm not going to speak for everyone, but I'm probably speaking for most people that have used this type of splitter. You want the single wedge. This is a production machine. However, it works fantastic for sizing your firewood. You know, like for bundle firewood, camp stoves, things like that. You can size the wood with this very quickly. Okay, later on in this video we're going to run this and I'll kind of demonstrate how. But what I normally do, you'll set a round right here, maybe take a side off, another side off, you leave it intact, spin it, and you instantly have 9 or 12 pieces of wood the size that you want. Most of them fall right into the conveyor. What's left, you just brush over into the conveyor and keep going. Now, I'm going to call this splitter, I don't know if it's right or wrong, it's just my opinion. I kind of look at this like it's a hybrid log splitter because it does a whole bunch of different things, and it's kind of a combination of different types of log splitters. It is a production machine, but you know, is this going to produce the same amount of firewood in the same amount of time as a $150,000 firewood processor? No, it's not. However, it's going to produce a lot of wood, and like I said, you can size that wood. Another nice thing about it, I already mentioned, you know, you don't need something to move it around the wood yard. It's self-propelled. So it's kind of like a hybrid. I think that's a good way to describe it. Be great for a one-man band or even a 2 or 3 man operation that wants to produce, you know, a couple hundred cord of wood a year. I mean, you could do more than that, but I think it's just a good all-around machine. But anyway, I will report back later today. We'll fire this thing up and try it out, and I will show you how it works. And by the way, I'm feeling better today. I mentioned yesterday I had a bit of a cold, but Melissa's been giving me some concoction each morning, a bunch of vitamin C, some type of drink, and I feel much better. My voice isn't quite there yet, but it's coming back pretty quick. right, we're down here at the wood yard now, standing in the wood bunker, which is getting pretty close to empty. Probably only about 3 full cords of wood left in here, and it should be gone by the end of the week. Before I took the grading bucket off the excavator, I kind of pull it back some from that wall. Those blocks are real heavy, but you could knock them right over with that skid loader if you weren't paying attention, so it just makes it a little bit easier to load. And I just cut some firewood. Now you may have noticed this is a little shorter than normal. This is for a special order. They wanted it 12-inch in length and split kind of small, so I priced that accordingly, but this will be used for pizza ovens. Now this wood is not seasoned and ready to burn, but the guy I'm selling it to, a buddy of mine, Chris, he's been in a couple of our videos before. He has a dry kiln, so he will dry it the rest of the way and sell this to people for their pizza ovens, which apparently has become a very big thing. So this will be a good test for the new split force. Like I said, we're going to split it pretty small. He's going to get a full dump trailer load. I'm definitely not going to have time to do all that tonight because I got a guy coming here in about 15 minutes. So I'm going to fire up the machine right now and see how much of this pizza wood we can split in 15 minutes. right, I got a little start here, but splitting it this small does take a little bit more time. But what you see right there was 13 minutes. If I was splitting 16-inch wood, normal size, it'd probably be double this amount. But yeah, this will make nice pizza wood. This is a mix of maple, red oak, and somewhere's in here, cherry, right there. I gotta head up to the house here in just a couple minutes. I will finish this up tomorrow and probably deliver this tomorrow afternoon. But what's nice about this splitter is the front of the dump trailer fills up. I can simply just back up a little bit. I don't have to move the trailer. Doesn't take any time at all. And we got a nice jag of wood in here. I bet you a full cord cut to this length and split this small, you're probably looking at 2,000 pieces of firewood, if I had to guess. Because a regular cord of wood, like we normally do, there's give or take 725, 750 pieces of wood. So this pizza oven wood, you're probably looking at about 2,000 pieces per cord. That's just a guess. Slightly educated guess. But anyway, that's it for today's video. Appreciate y'all being here, and I will catch you on the next one.